All right, all eyes on 155. There are so many questions at 155 pounds, and there's so many moving parts, right? If Dustin Poirier goes out there and gets cleaned up by Oliveira, like this is not just Poirier versus Oliveira, okay? First, you must understand that. If Poirier goes and gets cleaned up by Oliveira, it is going to be reflection on Conor McGregor. It's going to be a very negative reflection upon Conor McGregor. If Oliveira beats Poirier, it's going to be reflection and a very negative reflection on Khabib. Khabib was in the discussion 3 months ago for the greatest fighter of all time. It was Khabib versus George St. Pierre. Khabib has been removed, and Usman has been put in. And that is not just because Usman fought most recently in a huge media tour because he fought at the Mecca in New York. It's not. A lot of it has to do with the fact that Khabib's lineage is not being passed on. And Khabib is trying to get back to that full throttle through the form vicariously of Islam. But just so you guys understand the psychology, this is not purely Khabib loves Islam and it's selfless. Khabib is trying to get that belt back to him damn self, which another way he can do it is through Poirier. It's very relevant, though, because I don't think you're paying attention to it. I don't think you knew until I brought it to you. It does matter. If Khabib left the sport and he fought at the same time as another guy who is a perceived problem, and the other guy, by the way, happens to be older and happened to be active, and they didn't meet up, but Khabib left anyway, it just creates the question. And you can dismiss it and you can say it's silly. I'm saying you can make the question not even be asked if somebody from Khabib's lineage, anyone from 0 to 29, grabs the belt after Khabib leaves. It favors Khabib. If Poirier becomes the champion, it will make a bright light on Khabib. And now we have Dana White, who has confirmed Justin Gaethje to be the number one contender. Now, I realize that Ray Charles could see that coming when Islam got matched up with Benny, but Dana has finally spoken the words. So what do you do from a marketing standpoint at the conclusion of Oliveira versus Poirier? For me, it's a real treat when you bring the number one contender into the ring, when we know who the number one contender is ahead of time, and we have them at the arena and we bring them into the ring. For me, it's a treat. However, these guys aren't as smart as the brains that God gave geese. So they screw it up every time. By example, hey, dum-dum, I'm going to fly you out and put you in the front row. And since you're the number one contender, dum-dum, I'm going to put you in the ring in front of the world and start the marketing as soon as this fight ends. I don't know who you're going to be in there with, but you're going to be in there with one of them. Do you understand, dum-dum? Yes, I understand. Okay, the fight's over. Come on into the ring. By the way, we're live around the world. That's what these cameras are. And the microphone there is for you to say something in. And the guy gets there. He has nothing to say. He doesn't know where the cameras are. He doesn't know what an eye line is. He doesn't know how to grab the thing. He doesn't drop a quip. He doesn't use anything that you could use anywhere. He makes it cringeworthy. It becomes awkward and it demotes a fight. It shouldn't. The boxing world seems to get it. Vince McMahon keeps the lights on because of ideas like this. But with an MMA, these guys can't figure out you were brought here, told ahead of time you're going to say something, and not show up prepared with something to say. Wow. How could that happen? And then it ends up being cringeworthy. Then it ends up, they get in there, oh man, you look great tonight. I just want to congratulate you. It's going to be such an honor to get in there with you. And everybody's going, man, Jiminy Christmas. Really? Really? That's what you used in your moment? That's how you handled it? They got away from it for years. What I just laid out for you is exactly how they used to close shows before they faded to black and rolled the credits. They went away from it for years, and then they came in when they had an actual professional in the form of Brock Lesnar. Get Brock in here against Daniel or against DC, whoever's got the belt, get a microphone, Brock will take it from here. And sure as hell, he did. It was staged. Remember when he gave Daniel the push, the little push, and Daniel acts like he's a bowling ball and flies back and hits 5 cornermen like it's pins knocking down. I get it. It was still something to see. The words were real. The body language was solid. The tone and intensity is what I'm after. I don't really give a goddamn how you say it. Or at least what you say. I care about how you're saying it. Do you have the look in your eye? And if you don't, you're not doing any promoting. You're demoting. If you find yourself smiling, if you find yourself giving him the bro hug, if you find yourself complimenting his performance or ever saying the words, share the octagon, or it was an honor, I can't wait until, or if you find yourself thanking anybody, specifically the promotion, you've failed at your job. So what is your other option? If you have a number one contender and you're a promoter, you must use that. There's a reason that the number one contender was just named by the boss as a lead-in to the title fight, so that when you come out, you have the story. So they're going to use Gaethje in some capacity. What do? Can we trust him like we did Lesnar? Because current Justin Gaethje is red hot, and my belief is no. Promotions guys, we've been burned too many times. Too many times you guys have gotten in here and massaged each other's ego and made people not want to see you fight. I'm not going to do that. I submit for you, make an exception. Justin Gaethje can be counted on. Justin Gaethje can be trusted, and Justin Gaethje is not being nice. Justin Gaethje has not been nice in 5 months. New Justin Gaethje does not give a damn. That's an awesome Justin Gaethje. I suggest for you, we make an exception. I suggest not only do we make an exception, I suggest Ali get on the phone with Justin, make a conference call over the production department, and tell them we want it face-to-face right after this fight. That's what I hope. Because your other option is you stick him in the crowd, you pan to him, and you let Anakin and the announce team carry it from there, which isn't bad. It's not bad. There's your story. There's your payoff. You could also run him in the back. Put the backdrop, have Megan toss to him at the end of the show. You can. I just submit for you, when you have the right players, when you have actual partners, when you have actual people that it's not an honor for, and they're not looking to pat each other on the back and tell them good job. They want to fight them. They cannot wait to fight them under the unified rules. Bring them in and let the audience in on it. I don't think they're going to use Justin in that capacity, but I know Justin watches this show, and my advice to Justin is get Ali, get on the phone, and let them know you want an in-the-ring face-off.